we're back and we're talking with Ashley and we're commenting on what she just said. I was gonna say this one. Actually, and that's how you got Pac-Man fever. The only prescription is more Pac-Man. Somebody call a doctor. The girl's got Pac-Man fever. Sadly, it's an incurable condition. Oh, I bought that album, Buckner and Garcia. Amazing stuff. It's got all sorts of songs on it about Donkey Kong, Centipede, Frogger. You can borrow my copy if you want. I've got it on vinyl and tape. Wow, I like this universe. They got music about games here that are, like, popular. I lack any hardware whatsoever which can play those. Really? But vinyl's so much better than MP3. Ladies and gentlemen, Naomi Fairchild, the hipster who could fit in your pod. Don't make fun of her height. That's rude. I hate that. I know it's a little weird for me to not be interested in newer games, and it's not like new games are universally awful. I feel like I'm just going for the person who's most like me. Oh, what's wrong with me? But I like what I like. I love what I love. I do what I love for a living. How cool is that? As long as the Funplex stays open and keeps its retro spirit bright, I'll be happy. Well, Event Manager Z will see to it that we keep our doors open. That's why I'm here at Max, to make this event the big deal it deserves to be. Thanks so much for that. I'm no good at the meet and greet stuff. I think we should both get back to what we do best for the glory of the Funplex. For the glory of Funplex. The two of us make our way back to the mini Funplex, her to resume tinkering, me to catch up with Teo and Ashley again. My current status? Sitting. And enjoying it. I took a few minutes of searching and stalking, but eventually I found an open seat in the pop-up arcade. While this is satisfying, the rest of everything else is miserable. My feet are sore from walking all over, and I don't remember the last time I ate. I feel dehydrated, and I have a slight headache from all the noise. And there are still 4 more hours of Max left. Usually when me and my friends feel like that, we just leave conventions early. I don't know. Maybe just me. We go on the last day, though, so it's like the cheapest. But there's not much there to look at anyways, because, it's the last day. Oh, and if Gavin saw me in my current state, leaning back, arms at my side, completely exhausted, I can picture it clearly. He'd be looking over me with his dark, unfettered eyes. He would lean in close and frown, grumbling. He'd say, "Z, may I remind you, these seats are for patrons only." I was aside just thinking about it. As luck would have it, though, Gavin and Naomi are huddled over the Galaga cabinet, trying to figure out why the monitor is not working. Freedom, my buns are experiencing the best freedom has to offer. Well, my body feels like it could collapse at any moment. I feel good about it, right? Getting the word about Funplex Fantasy was great. Seeing people's face light up with excitement is why I'm really here. Plus, spending time with Ashley was an added bonus. She certainly got passion to spare. I smiled to myself. The pain in my heels and the grumbling in my tummy. Worth it. While enjoying the respite, I let my eyes close for a moment, and of course, the second I do, I hear footfalls closing in. There you are, Z. We've been looking all over for you. But we were specifically going to meet back up here at the Funplex pop-up arcade. Yes, but we didn't expect you to be tucked in the darkest corner of the arcade. I'm hiding for Gavin. He'll put me to work if he sees me. Hiding behind the pinball machine is probably not the smartest choice then. Oh, you're right. You know how much he loves pinball. Every spare moment he thinks no one is watching him is spent getting that high score. I have so many candid pictures on my phone of him playing pinball. Oh my god, Ashley, you're that person. You have to show me, like, right now. Oh, whoops. Why is it so close to the space bar? Yes, his concentration face is so cute. Fuck. Wow, I'm so bad. Where I can even react, Ashley has her phone out and is scrolling through the pictures of Gavin. Ahem. Both look up at me guiltily. Don't we have more hours? Important matters? Max is over in a few hours and we'll have a lot of work left to do. You're right, Z. Please don't tell Gavin. Your secret is safe with me. Right, so business time. I think I got something. Go on. I have a friend, and she's an indie arcade developer. The new title she's been working on is amazing. It's got co-op, and it's got competition. It's got magical schoolgirls. Yes! That's exactly what we need. Now you're talking. It's got it all. Wait, I'm pretty sure I've heard of this game. Is it called Magical Moon Cuties? Yeah, that's the one, and she's thinking about premiering it at Funplex Fantasy. It would be cooler than cool. It sounds interesting enough. Might make for another fun game for people to play. Definitely. My friend is somewhat in the indie scene, and the game has been in development for years. I'm sure it would create some buzz at least. Are you kidding, Teo? We'd be the talk of the arcade world. I do like being the talk of world-sized things. Let's go check it out. I stand up, invigorated by the news. As I start walking back towards the hall with Teo, I hear a call from behind me. Wait! I turn around and see Ashley standing there, fidgeting. Her green eyes are darting back and forth nervously. Ashley? I, too, have a plan. She motions for us to come back towards her, which we do. What's your idea, Ashley? She puts an arm around Teo and the other one around me, huddling the three of us together. So what I am proposing might not be the most legal course of action. Do I even want to know? You've seen the huge monitors hanging from the ceilings in the middle of all the major halls, right? How can I miss them? They're constantly bombarding us with ads and false hopes of high-quality convention food. Let's check out our score right now. If we hang out with Ashley, it won't. You only got to 10,000. Ads and false hopes of high-quality convention food. No matter how amazingly tempting that $9 hot dog looks on the big screen, don't even think about it. Exactly my point. Everyone is looking at it. I know a way to sneak into the back area. All we have to do is break into the main communication center and upload the flyers Z made into the rotation. You want to do what? Shh! Keep your voice down, Teo. Unless you want to get arrested for being an accomplice. It's a genius plan. Everyone at the Max will see our name in lights. Okay, so yeah, that's a less than legal way of getting the word out. But I have to admit, you got me intrigued. And it definitely worked, but I don't know. Trust me. Of course, we need to go in disguise. I'm already nicely disguised, but Z would need to switch into something way more distracting. What? Why more distracting, exactly? Distract from your face, of course. What I'm trying to say is people will remember the costume, not the person wearing it. Which means... Made Z, right? No! I knew it. Come on, you did so great on stage. Think of this as your encore. How about it? Let's not forget about Magical Moon Cuties. It's a valid alternative. Both options are valid, honestly. Splashy advertisement would certainly drive foot traffic. Even getting it up there would be dodgy. Fortunately, Iris would help us do it safely without anyone noticing, safer than Ashley going off on her own to try this inadvisable stunt. But a highly anticipated indie title might do the trick and result in a far less jail time. Yeah, we're gonna go with Teo on this one. Could fetch my maid outfit. It's heist time. Ashley, you got this. You don't need any help from me. Honestly, I don't feel like getting carted off to jail today. It's not on my scheduled agenda. Plus, I'm pretty sure Ashley can handle breaking and entering all by herself. And yes, I do realize how wrong that sounds, even in my own head. I bet you've seen plenty of heist anime. So much that you can sneak into the Natural History Museum and steal the world's biggest Fabergé egg in the middle of the day. I got like 12 bobby pins holding this wig on. Wait, that's a wig? I thought that was her hair. I won't let you down. I know you won't. And please, try to be careful. Ashley smiles widely before prancing off into a crowd of arcade folk. You can stop worrying, Z. Ashley knows exactly what she's doing. That's why I'm worried. Fair enough. Well, shall we go see a lady about an indie game? We shall. Teo's pretty nice to us, even though we barely know him. As we left the pop-up and traveled deep into the halls of Max, people kept stopping us to say hello to Teo. We'd be happily on our merry little way and then get interrupted by a random person. Oh man, it's Teo! How are you doing? Great, but hey, we are on our way to meet with someone. Let's catch up later. Cool, laters. And this happened every couple minutes. Walking through the convention floor was like walking through a field of landmines, where instead of explosions, it was uncomfortable introductions to people I will probably never see again. Eventually, Teo leads me back to a section of arcade games hidden behind all the major companies' booths, near where he held his dance flash mob. What they set up here is mostly reminiscent of the rest of Max. Arcade cabinets are closely lined up side by side, making several aisles for gamers to aimlessly wander down. I would have expected to be more used to pushing my way through throngs of crowds by now, but nope. Sue and I force our way through the huddled masses of chittering conversations. As I look around at all the different arcade games that surrounded us, I notice something's off. There are exactly 0 titles that I actually recognize. There are exactly 0 titles that I actually recognize. No Dig Dug, Gauntlet, nor Street Fighter. Not even a hint of pinball game. I was starting to get concerned. Teo, where in Max are we? This is the Indie Mega Arcade. Well, originally they called it the Indie Mega Arcade Expo, but then IMAX sued. Oh, that's pretty funny. The what? That didn't explain anything to me. What are all these weird games? I understand nothing. If you hush those, don't flirt with me. Those alluring lips of yours for a second, I'd be more than happy to explain. Okay, I'm hushing now, totally and completely hushed. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the Indie Mega Arcade is a huge area of Max that showcases all the new and upcoming indie arcade games. Indie developers get a chance to show off their stuff, get usual feedback, and maybe get a few people interested in their game along the way. So in this world, because arcades are so cool, do people make indie games on arcade machines? That's the dream of the indie dev, to make a game that people enjoy playing. I mean, yeah, what else would it be? I really don't know much about the indie arcade sense, and admittedly, working at the Funplex offers me a crash course in arcade culture every day. I'm learning about completely new aspects. It just makes perfect sense to have an indie game scene. I just never realized that it existed. It's pretty amazing, actually, a community of people who share ideas and a passion. Can't afford mass production runs of games, but they've got a lot of heart, you know. They can't crank out a box for every arcade on Earth, but any developers are free to make whatever type of game they want. No pressure from a big name company either. Complete and utter creative freedom. Really, anyone can make a game if you put your mind to it. In fact, I bet even you, Z, could make an arcade game. No, thank you, buddy. I'm not creative enough for that. What say you? I can't deny that when I was younger, I often wondered about making my own games, but let's be real here. I don't have time for that now. Diving headfirst into a creative endeavor would be interesting, but I'll leave that to the professionals. Right now, I'm focused on Funplex Fantasy. Starting another project on top of that wouldn't make much sense. Dreams aren't supposed to make sense. You just feel them. So follow me on a dream. What game would you make? Fine, I'll play along, but only to indulge you. I'd make a romance game. I'd make a super cute puzzle game. Roguelike. I do love me a romance game. But yeah, I design a super cute puzzle game. If there's one genre of game that's easy to replicate, it's a puzzle game. Give it a good theme and people will be drawn to the aesthetic and mental challenge. I bet a simple match 3 game. Oh, that's so stupid. No. I would want an appealing design, something really super adorable to catch the eye. Maybe some bedazzling jewels or crushing candy or something. We're not even making up our own stuff. People would sink hundreds of tokens into continue playing. Exactly, highly addictive, highly profitable, but also highly fun. Fun is the ultimate point of a game, right? I like it. Well, if you ever get super bored of being an arcade event manager, I could hook you up with all the proper people to launch your second career. What do you mean? Oh, I have some friends who make arcade games for a living. Some friends? As soon as I said it, I became overly aware of the situation. Since we stepped foot into the Indie Mega Arcade, people have been waving and nodding to Teo. Not to mention all those people stopping us on the way to get over here. I'd say more than some friends. You're a popular guy. What? Come on, that's silly. He waves his hand, waving off the very notion that I know to be true. Everyone knows who he is, and I had no idea. Teo's always been such a crowd pleaser at Showtime stage, but I guess his popularity spreads to all facets of his life. Dance champion and indie arcade scene champion, huh? I try to keep my friend circles pretty separate. Sometimes it's not always perfect, and they tend to overlap, you know? Like at Max. Did he just blush? But hey, it's got upsides. All my friends are here. The biggest downside to Max is it's just so hard to see everyone. I never get to spend enough time with them, you know? I got friends here in the Indie Mega Arcade. I got my Funplex crew. I got the dancing community. I just can't see them all. And when I can't see them, I feel like I let them down. I hate having to choose between them. Once again, I have failed my friends, you know? It's a surprise anyone still talks to me anymore. Aww. Seo sighs heavily. His mood shifted from excitement to utter solace. The cool, collected Teo is showing a side I've not seen yet. I guess he's able to experience emotion other than joy. Confirmed, Teo is not a joy robot. But this isn't right. Sad Teo is worse Teo. As his friend, I must fix this. You can't please everyone, Teo. Allow me to boost your ego. Teo puts too much pressure on himself with the amounts of people he knows. It's physically impossible to see everyone. There's literally no way you can meet and hang out with every single person, you know? If you had given 15 minutes times to the amount of people I've seen you say hello to, it would take you an entire day to get through them. You exaggerate. Teo, if there is one thing you can be sure of, it's that Z doesn't exaggerate. I only observe and state the objective facts. Usually. It's tough only seeing the people you care about every once in a while, but you've been doing a great job. I've seen so many of your friends stop and say hello to you, plus they completely understand when you told them you were busy. Not one left without a smile on their face. They really care about you. You know what, Z? You're right. The more I hang out with Teo, the more I learn about him. It's always something new and it's something unexpected. Let's bring this back around to why we're here. How did you get involved in the indie arcade scene, anyway? Through Michelle, the indie developer. I want you to meet her. I met her a few years ago at a previous Max. I was hanging out with my crew near the dancing games, and she stopped by to play around. Since she was new to the scene, I struck up a conversation with her, much like when I met you. Ah, so there was plenty of flirting then? I cannot help myself when surrounded by such beautiful, wonderful people. And Michelle makes indie arcade games? She's only one of the coolest and most prolific arcade developer in the industry today. She's worked on several big name indie games, and when she's not working, she's speaking all over the world about the arcade development. Call me impressed. Sounds like Michelle is a sort of influential person who could really help with Funplex Fantasy. She really is. I'm what now? Mateo Alvarez? Oh, Michelle, only the worst person I've ever met. You know they have a good friendship if it starts off with us. That's to be expected from somebody of your caliber. Touche. I was just looking for you, by the way. Well, I'm glad I found you. What's on your mind? I wanted to introduce you to Z. Nice to meet you. The pleasure is mine. It took me a second, but Michelle totally looks like... Uh-oh. You aren't perchance also a federal agent? Oh, she's the same lady. This is it. I'm doing. It was a setup. I'm about to be re-auditioned to a CIA black site. Who? Me? No way. Although my sister, well, oh, that's a mighty fine coincidence. I can neither confirm nor deny what she does for a living. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. I'm gonna shut up now and focus on arcade stuff. I think what Z is trying to say is that you seem to have a very confident and authoritative expression. That's all. Yep, that's exactly what I meant. Got it on the nose. Thanks, Teo. Sure. Okay, let's go with that. Anyway, I spoke with Teo earlier in the day, and he told me you had a business proposition. Consider me all ears. Allow me to elaborate. Z was recently appointed as the event manager for the Funplex. Congrats, that's the cute little mom and pop place where Teo gets his groove on, right? I would categorize it more as grandma and grandpa kind of arcade. It's not the fanciest one out there, but it's got heart. I like an arcade with a good heart. It reminds me of my youth. The good old days when you walk into your home away from home, quarter up, and enjoy the company. But I digress, getting too swept up in memories. Tell me more about the proposal. Z is putting on a special event at the Funplex called Funplex Fantasy. It's a celebration of the arcade scene, if you will. Oh, I will. We're going to have a high score competition, esports stuff, mystery game reveal, the works. I'm going all out on it. And Teo, I take it you're doing a dance event as well? He is, but it'll be great if we could add one more thing to the list. Maybe the premiere of a new indie game? Like, gasp! Could you possibly be my game, Magical Moon Cuties? If you'll allow us the honors. Have I given you the elevator pitch yet? All I know is there are magical schoolgirls, and I'm intrigued. It's a competitive, cooperative puzzle game where people have to work together to match all the magical orbs before their opponents can. Think 3-player magical drop, but with combo attacks. Everyone plays as a different adorable magical schoolgirl, hence the cuties parts. That sounds better than the last time I heard it, right? I'm pretty excited to share Magical Moon Cuties to the world. I've mostly been doing some very selective demos for media outlets today, but so far, the general public hasn't been allowed to play it. I'm looking for the perfect place and time to release it. Big publicity would mean I might land a manufacturing contract or a publisher, so I could do a wide release. Funplex Fantasy might be a good choice for that, but I'm going to need a little more convincing. What else you got? Okay, Z, don't blow this. You're connected with Teo. It's all about the heart of the arcade. Think of all the exposure you get. I'm gonna go with this one. Michelle had mentioned earlier she likes an arcade that has heart and soul. I should appeal to that. You aren't going to find an arcade that has more spirit than the Funplex. Everyone who frequents there, employees and patrons alike, want nothing more for this event to exceed. This is our chance to show the world our dreams. We've been pouring all our combined energy into making Funplex Fantasy victorious. Teo, myself, all the staff, all the gamers. With Magical Moon Cuties on our side, we can just bring even more heart to this affair. That's the perfect fit for the kind of friendly atmosphere we want, bringing people together. Oi, you got me right there in the feels. Plus, I really want to play Magical Moon Cuties too. Ha, fair enough. I was just sassing you anyway. After I discussed it with Teo, I already knew I was going to show Magical Moon Cuties at the Funplex. Love that enthusiasm though. Really, I mean, it's either the Funplex or Deco's Palace, and while Deco is the heavyweight champion of the arcade world, it's not good fit for my dreams. Great, so it's settled? I think so. I know so. Magical Moon Cuties will have its first playable showing to the public at Funplex Fantasy. I'll haul my prototype cabinet over to your arcade the day before so you can get it set up. I'd appreciate you keeping it hidden until the event, though. Already bought a mystery concealing tarp for our rare game release. Heck, what's more, a mystery concealing tarp between friends? This will be an event to remember, and I'm thrilled. I can't wait to share the news with everyone. Z, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. But I really should be thanking you. Sorry to cut this convo off, but Michelle, your next interview is here. It's Mark from Hexagon. Mark Hexagon, let's go. Got it. It's so hard to keep track of all these different media outlets. Z, it's been great. My people will call your people, or whatever they do these days. Expect your social media to explode later today. Ta-ta. And we're gonna end it there. We just got that game, Magical Girls, so that's pretty great. See you guys next time. Bye.